Today we're at Elverton Fisheries just outside of York. Really great place to come in winter. Full of roach, full of silvers. You'll bag up all day. It's always a great day here. The guy who owns it, I say this every time I come, it's called Pete. One of the soundest fishery owners, nicest guys you've ever met in your life. Really nice guy. He'll talk you through every single peg, put you on some decent fish. Great place to come. And if you guys want to fish any of the pegs I've fished over the last couple of years, including this place, all you have to do is get the book. It's called The Perfect Peg, and it's a guide to every single peg I've fished over the last couple of years. And if you scan the QR code on the back, download the What 3 Words app, scan the words in the book on the peg that you want to fish, it'll take you to the exact square meter I was fishing. What I've basically done is do all the hard work for you. It's available at adamsfishingadventures.com, and I'll link it down below in the description. Let's go do some bagging. Right then guys, here we go. Bit of bagging. She's around 5 or 6 foot deep, something like that. One red maggot, and I must have bought some like mutant maggots yesterday, because these are like huge. They probably don't look massive on camera, but they're the fattest maggots I've ever seen, which is what we want. I've been cattying just some over while I've been getting set up. I've thrown and ball of ground baiting up to now. I'm fishing 4 pole lengths out because there's a massive crosswind on go, which is a nightmare. I've got the float dotted right down, just so if they breathe on it, we'll know about it and we're away. I'm gonna start with that one red maggot. If we start getting into some decent fish, bite straight away. If we start getting some decent fish, I'll go to 2 just to separate those bigger fish out. But really simple approach today. Just a pint of maggots, a bit of ground bait, so I've got some micro pellets to fire in over the top of it, and that will do the job. Cement's usually a good shout here, especially when it's really, really cold. Like, it's quite mild today. I'm all bundled up, but it is quite mild today. It's probably about 10 degrees, which is what we want. But if you can come here and degree, or even like -1, really frosty, fish like emp for those roach, you're bagging. I don't know, I'll miss that. Come on, let's get the first fish on the board, man. We've got a few hours at it. Usually I fish the waggler when I come here, quite far out. Didn't want to be messing about with all that today just because of how windy it is. You've got to sort of get, there's that many fish in here, you've got to get them into like frenzy feed sort of mode. Like, it don't matter what time of year you come, sort of got to hit them, you got to hit them with a bit of bait. There's that many of them. Voila. There it is. There it is. Finally. Decent roach as well to start the day. Perla. Perla. That's what we came for, right there. Right, this should be the start of good things to come now. The maggots are so fat. If I was using these on the river, size that fish would be getting would be crazy. Right, keep the bait going in now. Got to be consistent. I want to bag up decent first fish, good few ounce roach. If we can keep those coming, I'll be happy with that. The wind's dropped just a little bit, enough that it's not trying to drag pole out my hands anyway. And that come pretty quick. There's another bite. Just waiting for him to tear it under. Because you do that and there's nothing there, look. I don't know whether that's little fish or what. But they just semi-pull it under, which is no good. You know when you've got a roach on, because they'll just straight drag it under. Drag it under. I'm gonna have to get those. That was a decent bite. That. I'm gonna have to get those micro pellets out and fire them in, just to get them all frenzied. Start them off feeding properly. All up. There you go. Picking fast now. Yep, there it is. Yeah, we're gonna be bagging now. We are gonna be bagging now. New maggot. I think they're struggling to get these massive maggots in the mouth. You know. Do you know what's funny as well, right? Because I haven't had any decent breaming sessions on river in just too long to even think of. Months. I ain't gone on river. Our Phil's just messaged me. He's been bagging. How about that? Had a few good old bream this morning, so I think that's just because it's mild. It's been up, it's come back down, etc. Prime conditions for it. Which, I said this last time when we went, it was supposed to be prime conditions for it. Quote marks. We didn't catch a fish. So then, sick of it, sick of not catching, I've decided to come here. And he's bagged up, which is typical, innit? So tomorrow I might go there. Just see if we can't get into a couple of fish. That was going, gone that. And we missed it. There's a couple of guys off at way. Seen them have a few fish. See, that almost went under, but it didn't go all the way under. We're not striking at them. Wallop. Oh, come on. I swear it's the size of these maggots, you know. Diddler. That's what I'm getting tattered by. Bits and bobs. Bits and bobs. I think they won't be able to fit that big old maggot in the mouth, what they do. They bloody do. Little skimmer. Babby skimmer. The amount of skimmers in here, there has to be some ginormous bream lurking about. I asked the guy, Pete, when I came in if there's any big uns. He says only people that really catch them at bream anglers, bream and carp anglers. But they're never usually interested in them, are they? So I'm like wasted on them. Bloody wind. Oof, that was a bite and a half, that one. Bite and a half, you know when them good roach take it. All that laggy coming out of there. Big snag. Big roach. Or is it an hide? Don't know. Going in the net, whatever you are. Decent roach. They get a bit washed out in winter. That's a really cold fish. They get a bit washed out in winter, them roach. Oh, it's same. Didn't check the wind thing when we got up. I just never. If it ain't gonna rain, I ain't usually bothered. But wind is the worst type of weather for fishing. 100% hands down, worst type of weather for fishing is the wind, because it's just so difficult to do everything, man. Bloody hell. It's got hard again, like a pike's jumped in Didn't peg or something. I could have swung that, but light up lamps and all that. My right hand's freezing as I predicted. The wind's got right up, so it's just a major struggle now to fish properly. But we're going to keep the bait going in, we're going to keep bagging. See what we can do. What do you hate this time of year? 'Cause it gets dark at like 3:30. What use is that to anybody? What a nightmare. Who gets up early in winter to do stuff? Do you know what I mean? I don't need it bright at 7 o'clock. I'd rather it be bright at 4:30. Well, you're a better fish. Decent roach. What are you then? Decent roach. Are you a swinger? No. No, you're not. You're a decent little chubby fish. They're the ones you want. Handful of roach. Wait. Plop. That was a plopper. Did you hear it? Plop. Not sure if there's any pike in here, but I had like a little quiet spell a minute ago. Like a pike turned up. Just had all the hallmarks of a pike sat there. I hope not. Never really heard of any. We'll get another half an hour and see how we get on. Keep getting into those decent roach. And then we're definitely back on rivers next week, guys, don't you worry. We're back, well, if we can, that is. I know we've got a lot of rain coming. I'll be out tomorrow, so we'll be definitely on river tomorrow, and then if they get flooded again, we'll be on canal, man. We aren't doing much of this commercial stuff until close season. I'll save it all for then. We've got like 3 months of it, so it's bloody wind. Ah. Like that. Full of roach. I know there's some £2 roach in here somewhere. I know there is. I think biggest one I ever had was like £1.9, which is crazy for a best old roach, isn't it? And they was like that, but that was midwinter stuff. That like freezing. It's got to be freezing. It's got to have been like settled and freezing for about a week. You turn up here with a load of bread punch, maggots, casters. Whew. Whew. Talking £40 a roach. Oh, you look like a decent fish, don't you? Where are you going? Biggest roach we've had. Biggest roach we've had. Last fish we're gonna have as well, because that wind's awful. Them last 2 roach we've had have been pearlers. Look at them for big dog roach. Wallop. Yeah. Plop. Plop. That'll diddly do it, man. This wind. It's become massively windy. We've caught a few fish, I'm happy with that. Let's have a look at what we've caught. You'll do, man. Couple of hours, I'm happy with that. Especially in this weather. Yeah, that's more than enough fish for a couple of hours. Them big dog roach there, we'll come back when it's freezing and we'll get into 1 million of them. That'll be great. If this wind wasn't as bad, I'd have stayed on, would have easily had £10, but we caught a few fish. It's exactly what we want. Just before we go, don't forget about the book. It's called The Perfect Peg. It's available at adamsfishingadventures.com. It's a list of every single peg I've fished over the last couple of years. And if you scan the QR code, you can fish the pegs too. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate you going down below, smashing that like button. Also, maybe consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next episode.